tasing Johnny Mitchell's adventure feat got me tapping back to the winter in Vancouver when I vanquished dreadful Gretel Gert and ate his pumping eldritch heart raw for the power of hurricane unicorns, which it conferred upon me, and I blinked rapidly with bright rays of light, and loud, pumping music played, and I knew I was invincible because I knew what that song means. And I ran through all the bad things, and they flew upside down and played a sick electro-tong hit and then a ringing jingle because my pockets filled up with all of the dead creatures' cash and coinage when I raged on down the line, and that was a sick bonus because who doesn't like hearing a little jingle in their jangle while they wipe out flying turtles just by blinking and touching them? Did I mention it also let me so it could? That I was able to jump real good about it. I could do sick jumps, not from the invincibility, but from the B button. I would fly over Austin's blue bottomless caverns and salon over the disco gravy and the new Jack Spring biscuits, and we used seasoned handcuffs on the bedpost for overnights that cost an extra $6 because the suitcase you brought gave you away as a snoring sleeper, and we barricaded the barracuda into a little cutie apple that slammed its dentures out into Denton commercials for overheated beef that never clawed out its own eyebores and bulled down into it in the most boring way possible. On the cruise control to life most Luciferian. His Clem dynastic mistakes were so drastic, creeping in like wheelies, popping his own squat, dropping sick duck on the spot. Got sick tongs with long tines. He grabs stuff from his own fridge while he's still trying to drop dudes in his toilet. He eats cheese doodles, and I think he enjoy it, his sick ass. No bow would employ it because he need to unsoil it before we can foil wrap his dapper, snap, crapper, lapdog of a hack actor. Cracked off in the back. He reaches deep up his ass, puts Christina on blast on MTV. Will Smith doesn't sell records, and neither do me. Just swing your hair forth, ain't no songs for thee. Christ, Chris, you ain't no kringle. Your bells ain't got no jingle. Yeah, miss ain't heating up cocoa. She's down to get local when you fly around. So low ground radar from the pole can clock you, the cruisers can stop you. Your reindeer ain't flying if they were, they would drop you. Your brother's a cop too, and he says if mom saw what you'd come to, she'd pass out and be done through. She disowns her own son, number one, but not two. And number one is you despite the whole crew thinking you've got less in common with P than with poop. Yeah, like your own mom. Your dad is a lead pre-chewed food gooditude over squirming with wormy balloons floating up to the moon. Oboe. You're begging to make your last song a hit before it's even been writ. What's up with that counterintuitive ish? Pish, dish, toss. Push, bird, mash a turd, and get lost. You only got rocks to get tossed. Your teeth, they need floss, and we make the sign of the cross until you disintegrate in the salt. So I like how you're nothing but a hair and a freckle that starts to get expressive, and then you realize it has to be cryogenically frozen until it shows a wider range of emotion. And then you smell an oily emulsion, and jet propulsion gets you crossing the Gulf on toxic muffins, so then you get puffing with duck McStuffins, and you're like, oh, what's it? A big box of egg McGuffins that's searching for some lovin', but they fire up their dating apps and each time come up with nothing. They say these ladies is bluffing, playing hard to get while really begging for the stuffing. Something wrong with Duder or something. His interests include slurping cows and pigeon sucking, and he knows some ladies find that disgusting, but surely there's a gal for him who is down for raccoon rubbing, hop, skip, and a jump and a jump and a flaming drop off a park bench onto a drunken pile drive that rhinos ass till his crunk gets busted, blown his buzz, then we blow his brains out the back of his neck. Eat them while they're warm. Honk if you piss for the Lord. Load up the saltpeter and pour it on your wand. Slap happy and bored. Got a screwdriver, a plate of coke, and a boatload of porn, but I rode it too far out from the shore, and now I'm drowning in boot I can no longer afford. Mike Johnson is torn between jamming ground beef in his ear and jamming his dong in the Lord. Beep, an enormous sheep taking his sheep on yet feet would be more discreet. Dudes, might have fed on top of it, and I think anything he says should be taken with a grain of pure sheep because he's a big skankiddity beep, and I would beep his beep till he bleeds if I beep him out on the street. Bleep it out, but you won't hear a thing when behind you will creep a little message to the afterlife. I would love you to take Mr. Beeper of the house when you see the devil. Tell him beeping you felt great.